Hello everyone. I've just come off an amazing live in my Incredible Body Confidence group and I'm feeling so pumped that I wanted to come onto my personal profile and share some of the thoughts that I shared in that group with you guys. If you're wanting to be coming into these lives on a regular basis, I highly recommend you join the group. Lots of amazing free sessions, and I'll share the link in the description to this video, wherever it might be. So what prompted me to do the live in my Incredible Body Confidence group was I've just watched this really inspiring documentary talking about fasting. And I wanted to come in and share some personal experience on fasting, relationship with food, relationship with my body, relationship with myself, what I see with clients as well. This is not me coming in and suggesting fasting is something good to do, as fasting is very personal to every person's unique biology. But not only that, it's also about your personality. It's about your relationship with food, your relationship with yourself, and your relationship with your body. So if you are considering doing some form of fasting protocol, or you've thought about fasting or dieting of any sort, I recommend you watch this video to understand a little bit more, but also consider that any changes that you make in your diet, think about also your emotional relationship with food in your body, because this is so important when it comes to making changes in what we eat and what we do, our habits. So I'm also feeling really pumped because on Monday we have our opening ceremony. Hello Sharon darling, welcome. We have our opening ceremony for my coaching course for women, and I'm preparing for that, so I'm really excited in that build up. And so I wanted to hop on before we start and just share a few lives with you guys. And this is all based on a talk I did a little while back called Results Without Diets. Hello Katarina, welcome darling. So I did a free 3-day course, Results Without Diets, and it's really delving into how you can actually get amazing results in your life without ever having to go on a diet. I will also share the link for you to watch those for free and have lifetime access to those in the description to this live when I've completed it. So coming back to this documentary, it really brought up some memories in me of what it is like when we go on a fast. And I'd like to share some of these insights with you so that you can get a more profound understanding as to what can get in your way if you're finding that you struggle with sticking to a healthy eating plan. So any of you who've done a fast that has lasted 24 hours or more, these thoughts will be very familiar to you. So when we spend a period of a day or more where we're not eating, all of a sudden we realize that we have a huge amount of time on our hands that we didn't previously have. So when we're eating 3, 4, 5, 6 meals a day, however many times it is a day that you eat, you may not currently realize the amount of time that you spend buying food, thinking about food, preparing it, eating it, cleaning up after it, digesting it, spending a little bit of time in between meals before you're again thinking about the food that you're going to prepare, preparing the food, eating the food, digesting the food, etc. So we spend so many hours of our day thinking about food and eating food. And then when we're fasting, all of a sudden we have a lot of time on our hands that we didn't previously have. Hello, Samantha. Welcome, darling. And what happens is when we suddenly have all of this time on our hands, especially if we've done fasting a few times, we'll be familiar with this, is that we have a lot more time to think and to feel. And so, yes, the challenge of feeling hungry is there. But what can be even more challenging than this is sitting with the thoughts and the feelings. And we suddenly begin to realize that food is a huge distraction. So thinking about food, preparing food, eating food is a huge distraction. And we spend so much of our day distracting ourselves from thinking and feeling. And why is this important? Is that when we're looking to make healthier choices and we're thinking about going on a diet to do that, The diet does not deal with the underlying cause of what causes us to eat the foods, the wrong foods or the bad foods in the first place. And that is not the food itself. The food has so little to do with the choices that you make. It is actually how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your body, and how you relate to food. So why you actually eat the foods that you eat. And a lot of the time, we eat the foods that we eat. Hello, Paula, darling, welcome. We eat the foods that we eat as a form of distraction from not feeling the emotions that we're trying not to feel. So the emotions that we are suppressing with the food that we eat, or that we are distracting ourselves from feeling with the food that we eat. And when we fast, all of a sudden, that becomes very present. I love having you on here, Paula, darling. It's wonderful. So this is not me promoting fasting. I'm going to repeat again that fasting doesn't work for everybody. In fact, I no longer do extended fast because it doesn't work for my personality type. I intermittent fast maybe 3 or 4 times a week. I don't plan it. I allow it to flow with what my body actually needs. And yes, it's taken me time to get to this place where I can really flow with what my body needs and what I need emotionally. And the reason I don't do extended fast is because I find restricting very easy. For any of you who've been following me for a while, you know that I come from an anorexic background. And when there is this jump between undereating and overeating, then doing extended fast doesn't always work with that personality type. So it's really important to understand our personality type and our relationship with food when it comes to the changes we're looking to make in our lives. So if you take anything away from today, if you have been considering dieting to get results, diets may get you results in the short term, but they do not deal with the underlying cause. And that is how you feel about yourself, is how you relate to food, is whether or not you are truly, truly happy, and all of the levels of happiness that we can reach in our lives. And the only way to reach profound happiness, happiness that comes from within, not something external like food or some substance or some distraction in the outside world. Hola Armando, welcome. A happiness that comes from within, from feeling at peace with ourselves and balanced with ourselves. It's when we are no longer afraid of the challenging emotions when they pop up. We're no longer trying to push them down because we know how to deal with them. And we, in fact, and this is what happens when we choose to feel our emotions and work with our emotions and find ways to transform them, we not only no longer become afraid of them, so we no longer need to turn to food to help us to deal with the emotion or suppress it. We're no longer afraid of that emotion because we see when a challenging emotion arises, when we choose to work with it, we grow from it. And often it's from the most challenging moments in our lives and the most challenging emotions we can experience that we grow the most. And so we may not desire to have them in our lives, but when they are present, and this very much happens for me now, when challenging emotions are present, I can feel both the challenging emotion, I can watch it from an outside perspective, and I can feel abundant gratitude for that challenge all at the same time. So I can be both happy and sad in the same moment, because I am sad because I'm experiencing emotion, or I'm anxious, or I'm frustrated, or I'm angry, and I'm also grateful. And gratitude is the most powerful and liberating emotion we can experience. And this is what helps us to completely eliminate the thought of dieting, and we can actually become the person who enjoys the healthy way of living, who goes out to a restaurant and doesn't even consider ordering the bread with the food, doesn't even want it. We become that person when we choose to work with the emotions that are bubbling underneath and transform them. And when we actually get to feel comfortable in those challenging emotions, because we can feel the gratitude for what we are becoming on the other side of them, we get to remove layer after layer after layer. So we get to see more and more of the light that is already within us, because the light, the happiness, the balance, that is already inside of you. That already exists. It's not that it's not there. Abundant happiness is there inside of you in every single moment. You can experience bliss even amidst chaos in your life. And I experience this day after day. Bliss all of the time, even when I'm going through challenges. When we actually choose to work with our emotions and not push them down, we get to know the darker sides of ourselves, because they're not all light. There is duality within us, and it must exist within us to be able to experience both. The darkness must exist for you to be able to experience the light. And so when you allow yourself to see and experience the darkness within you, not only does it lose its power, you become empowered because you see that you can work with it and you can transform it. And you begin to integrate all that you are. So you may have come into this live thinking, okay, she's going to tell me how to fast, what fasting protocol to go on, what diet to do. It's truly not about dieting. To get lifelong results requires that you become the person who no longer struggles, who actually maintains results with ease. Hello Lara, hello AJ, welcome. Who maintains your results with ease. And to maintain your results with ease requires that you become the person who doesn't struggle anymore, who actually enjoys being healthy and who experiences healthy as a happy place. That you perceive yourself as a healthy, happy person. And for that to be a possibility for yourself, it requires to actually acknowledge the darkness that is there, become familiar with it, choose to work with it, because when we push it down, there is shame, there's guilt. We're ashamed of that part of ourselves, but that is part of what makes you human. We all have darkness inside. Okay, just letting things be channeled in our live session today. So I will hop on live sessions every now and then in my personal profile, but I won't do this all of the time. Okay, today I just felt inspired to share the message that is in my private group with you guys, to share some of the messages that I share on a daily basis with the women on my courses. And we're starting our next course on Monday. If you want to be listening into these ideas on a regular basis, then join my incredible body confidence group. If you want to listen to the whole series, the 3 days worth of results without diets, I'm going to put those, if you're on the live, they're not in the description yet. Hola, Alejandro, bienvenido. I will put that in the description so you can watch those. You can have lifetime access to those recordings and you can listen to them again and again. I'd love you to join the community. Saludos, mi querido abuela de rancho. Saludos. Saludos desde España, México. I will share those links in the description. I love to have a two-way conversation, so send me questions. Okay, what I teach is self-confidence, body confidence, how to unite all that you are. So your spiritual side, your emotional side, your physical side, so that you get to become the person you desire to be. I love sharing these lives with you, and I look forward to seeing you inside the Incredible Body Confidence group. I love you guys. Mwah. Goodbye.